We've got a pretty cool sunset coming right up. Sunset is at 5:50. My clock says it's 5:28. This is the first time I've been to the beach since 2 days. All right, are you ready? Who wants to go? Hi, Darla. Welcome to today's Sunday special beach report. A lot of people showing up right now to watch the sunset. Because over here on the west coast of Florida, the sunset is a show for everybody. And people actually clap when the sun goes down. Look how beautiful it is here, though. Today we're on Casey Key's Nokomis Beach. Nokomis Beach took a very hard hit during Hurricane Milton, and part of it is closed off to the public. Oh, is it snowy up in the Berg, Darla? You Pennsylvanians being snowed upon. I'm sorry. But that's what today's show is about. Hi, Bam. Homemade biscuits. Don't get me started. Hi. I am exactly on day 7th of my alternate day fasting diet, where I only eat every other day. And today is a non-eating day. So I've had a couple of moments where I'm like, I can actually eat 500 calories of something if I want to, but I'm children. I'm more of an all or nothing type of girl, so I just try to power through it. And I'm glad I do, because you know what? Hunger pangs go away. Look how beautiful. So I've been researching super hard about copyright and music, and you know, I love to have music on my shows. I don't drink juice, Bam. I just drink coffee and tea. Anyway, copyright music on YouTube shows and Facebook shows, it's really a problem. And it's horrible when you're out in public and someone's playing a song and it just completely ruins your feed and your monetization. So I'm realizing that I have to stop incorporating music into my shows, which breaks my heart. But it is what it is. And I need to be more creative than that. If I can't have music, then I'll just maybe have to, yeah, you can go where you want. People worried about walking in front of my camera. They're sweet. They're sweet and kind. Oh, here's someone who doesn't care if they're in front of my camera. I'm gonna put them in front. Dun 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 dun. I'm gonna make my own music actually. Here's bird music. That's my own song. I'm just making it up. You can't get me for copyright. I'm doing this in honor of my late husband, Ray. He loved to make mouth music. He was really good at it. I have to learn how to do that. Exactly, Marita. So I'm just making up my own. I got my own beats. Ooh, ooh, I don't know, I'm not doing too well. These are not good songs. I'm sorry, you guys. Sorry I've subjected you to that. I've actually lost viewers. Alrighty then. And these birds are like, you need to get your camera off of me, biatch. Alright, I will. I will do that. Here, let's look at this. Wow! Oh my gosh, how beautiful is that? Just gorgeous. And something even more gorgeous is about to walk by. Look at this beautiful sight. A dad and his baby. I love that. That's a beautiful sight. I'm glad the young people are still having babies these days. Please, we need all the babies we can get. Yes, the sky is certainly golden. What a beautiful, beautiful day. Also, it's January 5th, which means it is my daddy's birthday. Oh my gosh, how old would he be? Okay, all my math wizards, please get out your calculators. How old would my dad be? He was born in 1940. Man, that should not be so difficult. No, that was my mom, born in 1940. I'm wrong. Dad was born in 1936. Yeah, 1936. Okay. That seems like really old. There was a yacht that sank in Italy with several prominent people missing. Oh, just recently, Marita? Something's up in Italy. I wonder also why the pretend president went there. We're just gonna take a little walkie walk on a beachy beach. What do you think? Hi, Rohit. It's a beautiful evening. It's a little bit chilly, but just a little bit. It's really not chilly at all. If you're in Pennsylvania, you'd be lucky to be here. And when I get more than 20 people, I'll start telling you all about why and how I moved to Florida and changed my life. And I'm really sorry if I seem condescending in whatsoever about you being cold up north, but I used to be you, and I couldn't do it any longer. 7 inches of snow and freezing rain and ice. Oh, how very fun. Thank you, Darla. Dad would be 89. Wow, happy birthday, Dr. Cohen. Dr. Bernie Cohen. 89 years old. He died at the age of 72. That still seems kind of old to me, but I don't know. Here I am on the edge of 60. I will be 60 years old in 2025, but not until November, so I'm still hanging on there underneath the edge of 60. Hanging on that ledge. Oh, and I forgot my microphone again. How is the sound? Can you give me a sound check? I also want to show you all the people that are gathered here for the sunset. Look at them all. Lots and lots of people waiting to see the great sunset. And it's gonna be a great sunset. It's really beautiful already. Kind of stripy. There's some clouds going through it. Hi, Barbara. All right, sounds great. Thank you. Thank you. It's kind of amazing how my old iPhone 11 is doing so well. You know, I know that I could buy the latest iPhone, but I'm like, why? I think the 11 is a good one. What do you guys think? we get some more people on, we can talk about moving to Florida. Has anybody ever had a dream to move to Florida? Just the name, Florida. Florida. Sounds like paradise, doesn't it? Look at this, Florida. Come to Florida. It looks like paradise, doesn't it? It feels like paradise. You guys are up there and you're freezing cold. Marita tried to get her husband to move there 4 years ago and he refused. I know, you've got your obligations up north. Yeah, you do. I ditched all of my obligations and I moved to Florida. And I just realized just today that this is my 10th anniversary. 10 years since I was like done with Pittsburgh life and everything in Pittsburgh and moved to Florida. Was I running away from Pittsburgh? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, Kentucky's cold. That's why everyone drinks bourbon, right? Right? Am I right? I don't know. I like bourbon, I'm just saying. I don't see any dolphins out there. Todd! No Todd. Anywho, I had my obligations in Pittsburgh. I had a teenage son who I was convinced that one of us was going to kill the other one. Did you ever have that feeling? I laugh now, but it wasn't that funny back then. Anyway, it was all I could do. It was, I was kind of a hot mess in 2015. My mom had just passed away. No, wait, yes, my grandma had just passed away. Before her, my mom. And before her, well, my dad passed away. That was back in 2006. But, you know, your parents, my grandfather, they just all start dropping like flies and then they're gone. Anyway, Grams had just died. And I can't believe that was 10 years ago. And my son, well, he was about to graduate from high school, and I really don't want to tell his story because it's not mine to tell. My story is about the fact that I was just tired of being what? What was I being? I was not happy. I was dating a Nowhere Man. You know the song, I can't sing it. I would sing that song Nowhere Man by the Beatles, but you know, he was a real nowhere man sitting in his nowhere chair making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Certainly not for me. Anyway, I felt that I needed to change my life, and I felt that Pittsburgh was dangerous for me. Also, I was being stalked by a bad man in Pittsburgh, and that also made me want to leave. Just the thought of running into this person was terrible. So there's that. But you know, most of all, I was afraid that my son would not stop living in my basement, and I did not want a basement dweller son. You know, a lot of people train their kids to become basement dwellers these days. And if I would have let him, I'm pretty sure he would have become a basement dweller. And I was not putting up with that. And the Nowhere Man too wasn't putting up with that either. and decided that, if I didn't move to Florida soon, I was going to slip and fall on ice and possibly kill myself. If not, just, make it so I'd never walk again for whatever, however hard I was going to fall. Because I knew it was going to happen, because I'd already slipped and fallen on ice several times, and I did not get hurt that badly, but I just believed it was only a matter of time before I really do some harm to myself, and so I was not going for that anymore. I just couldn't do it anymore. So I'll never forget the day. It was Valentine's Day, actually, and I bit a dude of nowhere, man. I was still supposedly dating him, but he thought we should move into or I should move into a separate apartment. I wanted to live with him, but he didn't want to live with me. And you know what? Thank God for that, because living with him, I eventually did live with him, and it was miserable. It was bad. So I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm really glad. Sometimes you think the way things work out, oh, you shouldn't have done that, or that wasn't good that I did that. But when you look back at it, you soon realize that everything happens for a reason, and it happens for the way that you want it to happen. Even though you don't know it, even if you don't want it to happen a certain way, you find out that in the end, it happened that way because that's the way it happened. Because, there's an unseen force in your life. Look at these kids. Kids are having fun. It's an unseen force in your life that kind of guides you. Hopefully always in the right direction. You always know when you're not in the right direction, though, right? You always know it. Yeah, nowhere, man. All talk and no action. Oh, this dude wasn't even talk. He was like nowhere, nothing, no. Yeah, it was not good. It was not the kind of man for me, that's for sure. And then he seemed kind of jealous when I did all the things that I do, because back then I was a newspaper reporter for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. And being a newspaper reporter, I'll admit, it's a fun job. It's an exciting job. It's an interesting job. You meet a lot of people. People love it when you write about them. Like I had this one story I did every year about a Greek food festival. The Greeks, they loved me so much. Every year I'd cover the Greek food festival, and I had a standing invitation to the Greek food festival, and I would show up, and they would just shower me with love and adoration and Greek food. Lots of all the spanakopita I could eat, all the Greek wine I could drink. They were the kindest, most generous people. But they felt they wanted to thank me for the coverage I gave them, even though I got paid by the newspaper. I wasn't doing it for that reason, but it made them feel good to be able to thank me, because my articles always got them a lot of coverage, and more people every year would come to their festivals. And what I was writing, it didn't hurt. Yeah, Marita, Ray was my soulmate. Ray was the first man I'd ever met who understood what my life was like, because Ray was famous. And I'm not saying that I'm famous, I'm not famous, but I always had a job that put me out in the spotlight, or, made me kind of influential as a newspaper reporter, that is. I didn't want to be in the front of the camera. I wanted to always to be the writer. And when I was in front of the camera, like when I was a writer for Nickelodeon for children's television, I was in front of the camera and wearing a lot of makeup, so nobody could see it was me. Thank you, Darla. Well, Darla, if you think I'm famous now, girl, just wait. Just, you know what? Get ready, because time's a coming. And I'm realizing that my time is here where my writings, my work is about to become noticed by maybe not the whole world, but more people, let's just say. I am a director, Bam. I am also a director. I am a director, I'm an editor, I'm the photographer, I'm the script writer, I'm the location producer. Ray used to marvel at all of the roles that I play. He used to run over to me after I would do a show. Once I did this show where I swear I interviewed like 5 people at a bar. It was election related. And when the show was over, Ray runs over to me and he yells, "Baby, baby, you do things with just yourself. Like I needed a crew of 5 people to do. And you do it all by yourself. You're amazing." He was always very, very impressed by my ability to be a one-woman show. Yes, Bam, you are the marketing person, and I have a feeling that one of these days soon I'm gonna be I'm just, you know what, I don't know what's gonna happen. I just know that I have a message to put out there to get people to understand that you can change your life, you can take control of your circumstances, you don't have to be a prisoner to anyone or anything. And I say this from my heart because I've lived it, you know? I lived it. I used to be to the point where, so my next book, 7 Years in Switzerland, you guys, I'm working on that book, like, and it's because of you. I've learned that my career as an author, oh, Marita, thank you so much. Thank you, my friend. Now I'm gonna cry. Every time I get one of those super chats, I start to cry. Thank you. I feel blessed. I do. Anyway, I know that I'm following my true path, but as a writer, being able to work on my upcoming books with you, reading these tomes, these journals to you, and is all of it going to make it into my books? No, probably not. I mean, you know, but it helps me. It helps me to see what I can polish. So if you guys would please let me know what you think about my story, 7 Years in Switzerland. And I'm even considering that maybe this travel journal needs to just live on its own instead of being, it really is the intro to 7 Years in Switzerland now. That's gonna be a long book. You guys, I'm a little scared. Yes, Bam, that's God's message to me as well. Get ready and get organized. Oh, there goes the sun. I think it's already down. Get ready, get organized. That's it. That's the message for everyone, I think. 2025. So it's interesting that we can look back on the 1920s, the 1930s, like reading that book, Hollyhock. I forget what is it Memories? Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough lately. I'm not sick, and I don't have allergies, but when I go to the beach, I am pretty sure that there is a red tide out here because it doesn't always make me cough. Yeah, this is a beautiful sky. This did not disappoint. Look at it. And it's beautiful all the way around. We've got the cotton candy skies behind us. I do not see the moon yet, though. I don't know where that is, but look how pretty it is here. Yes, yes, Bam. 25 is a good year to be alive. Oh, how I love the beach. I love to see the kids having a good time at the beach. I also love to see people dancing and having a good time in the bars in Florida. And I'm really, really sad that I can no longer do that because of this music issue. That was one of my most favorite things to do. I think it just makes everybody happy when they see other people having fun and being happy. Anyway, want to talk more about how I moved to Florida? So whenever I want to do something, you know, I do just do it, but I do also make a little bit of a plan. And moving to Florida, my plan was that first I put some feelers out, and I called a friend of mine I'd grown up with who had moved to Florida shortly after our high school graduation and had really established herself here. So I called her and asked her if she maybe had a room that I could stay in. I wanted to see where I could live in Florida. I just was putting feelers out. My little sister, you guys have met, my sister Jamie, she also already lived in Ocala, Florida. But I had no intentions of moving to Ocala, Florida, which is in horse country and nowhere near a beach. I thought if I was going to move to Florida, no, not only do I need to be near a beach, but I also needed to be super warm like all the time. Mind you, in Pittsburgh in 2015, it was so cold. We had a real cold snap, especially in February. And when I left in February, on February 14th, Valentine's Day, I believe it said 2 degrees in my car. Where it says the temperature. 2 degrees. And I drove and I drove and I drove until the temperature went up, and it went up and it went up and it went up. I hit the Carolinas and it was all the way into the 50s, the 60s. And I decided to make my first pit stop, which was in, oh my gosh, it wasn't Myrtle Beach. It was oh yeah, I'm blanking on it. It's south of Myrtle Beach. Savannah, Georgia. I think it was Savannah, Georgia. Yeah, I stopped. I'd never been there. I wanted to stop in Savannah, and it was beautiful. I had left my teenage son home alone. He was already 18 years old. He was still in high school. He had a car to use. He had food in the refrigerator. He had money for more food, should he need it. And I just left him. Some people may disagree with that, but I call it tough love, because I'm telling you, things weren't going well, and I didn't want to be another statistic. Sometimes you just do what you have to do, and that's what I felt that I had to do. And he's still alive, so I'm just saying. And he's not in jail, and he's not on drugs, and he's got his own business, and he's a normal person, so it's all good. Wow, how beautiful is this evening? Holy guacamole. Look at this. Gorgeous. Wow. I believe he is better off for the tough love, but you know who's really better off? Me. I'm the most better off, because I didn't realize it, but Florida Florida is the home of my heart. And when I came down that first cold February, and it was so amazing to, first I stopped in Savannah, and that was great. And then I stopped in Ocala to see my little sister, and we had a great time. And then I kept driving, and I'll never forget the first time I drove across Alligator Alley. And oh, by the way, the water's super warm on my feet right now. It's warm like soup. So the first time I drove across Alligator Alley, I memorialized it, and I had no idea, no clue how that would be kind of my gateway to my life with Ray. But the first time I drove across Alligator Alley was a super special moment for me, and I really took note of it and thought about the fact that I would be driving across this road, this amazing road called Alligator Alley, many, many times in the future. This I knew, but the first time I did it really marked my entrance into becoming a Floridian. So many things have happened to me living here in Florida. And right before I moved to Florida, I was in the midst of publishing my first book, Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? Sorry, that's not my first book. Whoops. My first book, like it was yesterday, a journalist file since 9/11. After my mom and my grandmother passed away, I felt that the money that they'd left me was meant to be put to good use, as in meant to be used to sustain my future. And when you write a book, you are indeed creating something that can sustain you in the future. I mean, like it was yesterday, I've made thousands of dollars. It wasn't cheap to produce it. I had a friend help me, but I paid him. That's because that's what he did. And I got it cheap. I think I paid him about 7-8 grand to produce my book, which is very cheap. But he did a great job. Look at that sky. Can you even? Holy guacamole, right? Wow. This is truly an amazing sky event. And there's a reason I'm here tonight. Whoa. So beautiful. Yes, God is so very creative. Look at that. I wish I could sing you a song. Oh, you know what? I'll sing a song that I don't believe they can take away from me. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. And I'm telling you, the water, it's like touching my toes. It feels like I'm being licked by love. Yeah, that's a wowzer, 100%, Darla. Can you even? Anyway, that's kind of the story of how I moved to Florida. That was the story of how I decided kind of how and where to move in Florida. I ended up I had to come back. I spent the first, I guess, month or so. I left Muffin with one of my friends in Pittsburgh, and I scouted out where I should live. And I ended up meeting this couple. They wanted me to work on their website. It's a long story. It didn't really even pan out, but I moved to Naples and lived there for a few months, and then realized that their website really wasn't going anywhere. And I needed to move on. And anyway, I had just published my first book and I needed to promote it, and promote it I did. I also was very active in the community as we were battling the Hildebeest for the 2016 election when President Trump got elected. I lost a lot of friends over that, but I made it happen as best I could. Can you even with the sky? Wow. All right, well, I'm going to walk back to my car. And I'll keep the camera trained on the end of this beautiful sunset. It is a little stinky here on the beach. I gotta admit, it doesn't smell quite right. It smells like just a stink. Just a stink. Don't like it to smell the stink. I heard there were some dead fish on the beach, but I haven't seen them. And I didn't see them now, so that's good. Red tide often kills the fish. Yeah, the water changing color too. That's amazing. I hope these kids are singing a song that's copyrighted. Ah! Yeah, and now it's making me cough. Making me cough. Anyway, so please give me some feedback on my new book. I actually wanted to read to you from my book that just came out, Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? Because I gotta sell those books, especially in order to make money to produce more books. So I got lots of plans, but the books I've already written need to sell so that I can make money to write more books. And also, super excited to report that I am going to be paid this month for YouTube. $127 is my first paycheck from YouTube. So I will keep you guys up to date on that too. I think we should all work together. And those of you thinking of starting a YouTube channel, I think you should do it. And what's the key to a popular YouTube channel? I believe there's only one key: consistency. Posting every day and just being yourself. At least that's what's always worked for me on Facebook. So I'm happy to talk about it. And if anybody out there wants to share experiences with me, I appreciate that too. I think it's great when we all work together as a community, because I do believe that this is the new media. This is the new place where people are going for their entertainment and for their news and for their, everything. Friendship, learning about things. It's all right here. No more do we have to go on the idiot box or pay hundreds of dollars every month for cable. You know, I think YouTube Premium is a pretty good price for what you get out of it. Just saying. Hi, Kathy. Do you know any radio people to network with? Kind of, but not really. But you know what? It'll all work on. It'll all come together. Not worried about it. When I'm meant to network with somebody, I will. And having trouble stumbling over my words because I'm cold. It's kind of cold here. I know, I'm sorry. It's not really that cold. It's not like Michigan cold or anything, but all right. Anyway, I gotta go. Look at that. Oh, how beautiful. Oh, I was just thinking, let's run over to the bayside and see if we can find any dolphins, because they might be out there. They'd be a lot easier to see over here where the water is much more calm. I'm gonna turn the camera around and we'll just spend the last light of the day looking for Todd. Where, oh, where can he be? I don't know if there'd be any Todd over here. Well, I guess sure there could be Todd anywhere, really. Beautiful though. Yeah, Baywatch. I love peeper frogs, Kathy. When I was a little kid, I used to love to play with peeper frogs. Hello, France. I used to live on the border of France. The border of the Alsace. Well, it's getting pretty dark. And I don't see any dolphins. So I am going to, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. You need to see the sky right now. See the red reflection in my face? Wait till you see the sky. Ooh, it's gotten even better. Hold on. I've got some stones in my shoes. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera around. Look at this, guys. Yeah, gators. There could be gators. Look at that. Oh, and then there's this. There's the moon. All right, bye, Marita. Thanks again. Love you. All right, you guys. I'm going to say ciao for now. And go back to Muffin, who's doing really well, you guys. She's just, when I left her, she just eaten all her dinner. Healthy little dog. All right, you guys, you have a wonderful evening yourselves. Ciao for now.